Hello, my name is Kelly Collins, and I'm a research associate at WestEd. And if you haven't heard of WestEd, we are an independent education research nonprofit who is partnered with Sonoma State and Angelo State University on this project. And we are acting as the evaluation team uh, for the program, for the STEMACES program. So a little bit about what that means is the evaluations team will be running the study portion of this project. And our goal is to understand the impact that STEMACES has on science performance, student science performance, student computational thinking, and student attitudes towards STEM and exposure to STEM careers. Um, we do have another team working independently from us, the evaluation team, on this project. And we have a really experienced professional learning and development team here at WestEd who has been supporting Sonoma State and offering their feedback on as they further develop the professional learning activities. They are working independently from the evaluation team or the research team. The goal of this study is really to look at the impact of STEMACES on science outcomes amongst the students, the study population as a whole. And it's an attempt to measure student learning in this really new area of computational thinking. In doing so, we are actually developing a new assessment for computational thinking to help us understand changes in student learning in that area. We always like to remind our schools and our teachers that we are not there to judge teacher performance or how well teachers implement or participate in STEMACES, and we're not there to judge individual students. We are really there to look at STEMACES itself and learn about how well it works for teachers and students, not how well they are at using the program. So because of this, this study is going to be what we called a randomized control trial. And what that means is that participating schools will be randomly assigned into either a treatment group or a business as usual group, which is what I also like to call a delayed treatment group. What that means is that the treatment group will participate in the STEMACES professional learning and use the STEMACES activities with students just as was described in the program overview. And the business as usual group will run their class. They will not participate in the professional learning programs or use the activities during the first year, during this upcoming fall, but will actually be delayed by 1 year. So that we can look at how at student outcomes using in the treatment group as they compare to a business as usual group. So we can determine if the differences can be attributed directly to the program itself and no other factors. So for that reason, we will be asking all teachers, all participating students in both groups to allow us to measure student skills and knowledge before and after their 8th grade learning using that assessment I mentioned. And then we'll also be asking for teachers to participate in a couple other study activities, surveys, interviews, a possible classroom observation to help us understand, the student and teacher experience of using STEMACES and the activities and using the learning by making platform. So as I mentioned, those study tasks, treatment teachers will participate in the in-person STEMACES Summer Professional Learning Institute, attend, the virtual sessions during the year and use STEMACES activities in your classroom with your students as was described in the program overview and in accordance with your agreement with SSU and or ASU. And then the control teachers or the business as usual will run their classes as usual with their regular curriculum and activities and professional learning for this first upcoming study year. And then again, I'd like to reiterate that all of the teachers and schools in that business as usual group will get access to all of the same program, professional learning, and teacher supports during the subsequent year, the year after the study data collection has concluded.